Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my next quote of the day. Today we have a quote from Vernon Howard, and the topic is the self or the ego. Don't be afraid to let go of this acquired, invented identity, this false feeling of I. That is like being afraid to let go of a headache. That is what the imaginary I is, one great big headache. So, Vernon Howard describes our egos, our identities, our selves as one giant headache. And I would agree. And I think a lot of us would. It seems like our egos drive us and control us and manipulate us. And we go and do things that we don't really want to do sometimes, and that later on get us in big trouble because we're thinking of the big I. He calls it this acquired, invented identity, this false feeling of I. So we're kind of come back to Carl Jung's idea of four major components, not all, but four major components of the human soul, psyche, mind. And he said it was the ego, the shadow, the persona, and the self. And he doesn't out and out say that the self is the higher self, the true self, the spiritual self. But I think if you look at the entirety of his writings, that's what he meant. It's the higher self, the spiritual self, the part of us that is not mind and brain. The ego is primarily a product of the brain. And so it's not the true us. When we are born, the true us comes into our body, the true spiritual, higher dimensional self, that which does not die, that which is beyond space and time. The ego and the brain are, of course, locked in space and time. They're going to die. When you die, they're gone. They are no more. They are the acquired, invented identity, a false feeling of I. You know, biologically, we need a center, a core that handles all the information our brain processes and our senses deliver to us. And that's the ego, the I. But it isn't real. And when you die, it's gone. It's not coming with you to the next life. It didn't bring anything to you from past lives. But on the other hand, the self, the true higher self, that lives forever. And that is with beyond time and space, and it's infinite. So, what he says here is don't be afraid to let go of this acquired, self intended, pretend identity that we call I, the ego, and instead focus almost exclusively on the true person, the higher self. So, when you think about your thoughts, uh, it's that higher self that's paying attention to the thoughts. You know, the idea of meditation is that you step back and you just watch your thoughts and feelings go by. You are not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. You are the observer, the outside person who is watching them come and go. That's the real you. And our primary job on this planet is to let go of that made up identity, that made up ego, and to turn more and more to the true higher self, the higher self that's connected to the entire universe. The primary purpose of this channel is to become willing, to become unafraid as we confront our ego, as we say to our ego, you are not me, I am not you, I am something more and greater. You are useful and important, but you are not me. I am more than this ego self. I am my higher, true spiritual self. You can't be afraid to do that. In fact, you have to embrace the search and the desire to become that higher self. And virtually all of these quotes are intended to do this one thing. It is my fondest hope for you, you'll get a bigger picture of who and what you are. And if you do, that you will apply them to your own life and find the true, amazing, fantastic person that is deep inside of you. So if you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you tomorrow on another quote of the day. Bye now.